welcome you this morning to the Drainage District Board of Directors meeting for today, February the 18th, 2014. The entire court being present, we have a quorum. Is there anything under open forum?
Monica, was there anything under, ma'am? She's got one.
We have one person, one presenter, Mr. John Michael Torres.
Hi, good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Judge. My name is John Michael Torres, and I work with La Unión del Pueblo Entero, Lupe. We are partners with the Equal Voice Network. And we're very excited to see that on the agenda today is a report of the 2012 drainage bond money. And we are interested in seeing in that report a use of the $15 million that is supposed to be a direct impact on Colonia residents. Information that's been very difficult for us to obtain up to this moment. And so we're excited to hear what's on the agenda. We're excited to hear a report of that money. We'll be continuing to follow up with y'all on exactly where that money is going. Appreciate your dedication to this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dame un ratito, ahorita te hablo.
Okay, our consent agenda, any concerns?
No, sir, no
Everything in
concerns.
order? Move for approval?
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, if I may,
Good morning,
Yes.
Judge, Commissioners.
before you continue, you do have a quorum, so I'm going to ask to be excused. I do have some pressing business to attend. So with that, I leave you in good hands.
Okay.
I'll catch
Good
up.
luck.
All
Have a
right,
good day.
sir.
Thank you. I apologize, but I'm leaving. I hate to miss the good comments you're going to make about.
All right, moving on to item number 4A.
Jaime Salazar with the Drainage District, Judge, for the record. Item 4A, that we ask that we take no action on this item due to the fact that the district manager is not available for comment.
Right, sir. And would that be the same for 4B, I would think?
That'll be the same for 4B and the same for item number 5.
And C also?
No, sir. C, we can move forward with.
Okay.
Again, for the record, what's the reason?
District manager was not able to attend today's meeting, and therefore I feel that it would be better if we wait for him so we can go into further discussion unless the court wishes to
Right.
move forward without him. sir.
Judge, and I got a phone call late last night. Our district engineer, Godfrey Garza, was admitted to the hospital. He was held overnight. He was in no shape to attend today's meeting. We felt that these items would be better suited if he was here to discuss the items. So with respect to the court, we are asking to take action probably next week and discuss these items.
All right, then. There would be no action then on 4A, 4B, and 5.
And number 5, correct, Judge.
All right, then let's talk about 4C.
4C, authorization to procure required engineering services from HCDD1 pool of engineers for repairs to damage arc at Mission Inlet crossing on McCall Road. This is, we are asking the court to give us approval to move forward. This is a structure that we have South McCall Road in the Mission Inlet. There was an abandoned vehicle that was set on fire underneath our aluminum arc, therefore causing some fire damage. We are trying to get the engineer on board to do the assessment needed. It is understanding that we need a forensic engineer to look at this item. We have been working closely with the vendor and the engineer that designed this project. So right now we're asking, we will be coming back with the scoring and ranking for the judge's approval,
just
but we're
to-
asking to move forward with that at this time.
Just to move forward, right? on
Yes,
this?
sir. Yes,
Move
sir.
for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 6, Judge, approval of invoice number 3 for FJW Construction LLC for mile 17 and a half project in the amount of $102,980.00 from PO number 623156.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Consideration and approval of interlocal cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County and the Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 for the purchase and authorized transfer and inclusion of an asset excavator 2004 Volvo EC330 short boom to Hidalgo County Precinct 2 inventory.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Next item, pursuant to the board's approval of interlocal cooperation agreement, requesting approval to surplus and remove asset number 16571, 2004 Volvo EC330 short boom excavator from the district's asset list.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 Board of Directors of firms graded and evaluated through the district's approved pool of professional engineers in connection with professional engineering services required for Precinct 1 roadway system off-site drainage improvements as it relates to interlocal cooperative agreement with the RMA. Believe we had that interlocal approved a week or two ago, sir. We brought our pool to get approved last week. This was the rankings that we got. Tedzi Infrastructure Group, 92. LVN Engineers, 80. Javier Hinojosa Engineering, 78.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Requesting approval for the Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 to negotiate agreement for professional engineering services with the number 1 ranked firm of Tedzi Infrastructure Group for the provision of engineering services required for Precinct 1 roadway system off-site drainage improvement as it relates to interlocal cooperative agreement with the RMA.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That is all I
All right,
have,
before,
Judge.
can you make sure that we put 4A and 4B, the way they're worded, back on the agenda for next week then?
Yes, sir. Will do, Judge.
And on 5, I think everybody, when we did talk about it with Mr. Gaddis, I'm not sure we have a time problem that we need to get started on doing the work. And all we're doing is authorizing the beginning of the evaluation and construction if one is needed at this station. That Edinburgh pump station is Peñitas, correct?
That is correct, yes, sir. That's what's been in discussion with the board last several weeks.
If you don't think a week will affect it that much, but we're trying to get it completed before the hurricane season.
We understand,
All we're
Judge.
doing is giving you authorization to start the process of researching.
Yes, sir.
So if you.
Okay, that's fine. We
Judge,
could,
Judge, members of the board, I believe there's some new information that Mr. Garza wanted to present on that after he had a meeting with the irrigation district.
number 1.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it for next week when he's here.
Appreciate it, Judge. Thank you.
Is there an item?
Yes.
There's an item for closed session, Judge.
Okay, those, this time pursuant to 551 and 071 and 072, I need a motion to proceed to executive session.
So move.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. District Board meeting. There's no action needed, am I correct, sir?
Correct.
we just proceed.
Need a motion to adjourn.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Monica, do you have an extra agenda?
Ito una, Judge.
Ano ba ka? Yeah, I've got one. All right. Welcome to this meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court for today, February the 18th, 2014. Present are Commissioners Cuellar, Precinct 1, Flores, Precinct 3, Palacios, Precinct 4, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Got it on the wrong side. I think we need to let somebody know that the U.S. flag is on the right. Correct. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. We ask you to bless especially Jaime Longoria and his family, for his mother passed away, Lala Longoria. We also pray for our drainage director, Godfrey Garza, and hope that he will get well. Dear Lord, we need prayers, our prayers for peace, not only in the world, but in our families, and wherever we do anything in this county. Help us always, direct us, guide us, help us make good decisions. And when we disappoint people, please help us remember that you, God, never give up on us. And we ask all these things in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Any concerns with the consent agenda, Mr. Ofracio?
Yes, Judge. I would like to ask the consent agenda item 9G be pulled for discussion.
Move for approval, pulling out 9G.
Need a second? Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
On item 9G, Judge, Commissioners, this item was placed as it is today. Mr. Crane had brought to our attention a business decision that needed to be made on one article of that agreement, which was 8A. In last year's meeting, that same concern was brought up. The court felt we have had this contract since 1997. It is the maintenance of support. We should only have it another 2 years. We feel that because that concern has not manifested itself in those 17 years, we are recommending that we proceed to approve. And I have Mr. Renan Ramirez here to support that position.
Marty, what is the amount? Because he says that the damages cannot be more than twice. Is that right, Steve?
I don't remember the exact clause.
Yeah, it cannot be more than twice the actual damage, I believe is
Right.
what it's saying.
This is being reviewed by who?
It was
Steve
reviewed
Crane?
by, it's the same agreement from last year. We've discussed the same business impact
Right.
that we feel, and at this point, we haven't had cause to have to use it. And as Mr. Renan explained to me over the weekend, including yesterday, we are phasing into Odyssey.
Right, the new
And
system.
so this exposure, if any, which we think is just a possibility, would be for another 18 months or so.
Is this the Odyssey contract?
No, this is
No.
the able term.
This is
contract.
able,
Able
with,
term.
that we got in 1997.
We have 18 months to go, and we should be out of that able term legacy system. But this is the criminal justice system today, the jail, the courts, the DA. So we do need to have support on this item.
So we ask that, and we recommend that we proceed to approve.
I guess that's the only concern the legal counsel has, just,
That was the only one. Everything else was complied with by the,
So is it okay with you, Mr. Facio?
well, if it's okay, I guess legal.
Legal?
It's a business decision.
Okay.
Whether you want to limit your
we
damages.
recommend that we proceed.
Move for approval?
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. This time we move on to item 5A, where we are going to be honoring the Mission High School FFA Parliamentary Procedure Team.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, Hilda Salinas, Hidalgo County Public Affairs. Today we're recognizing the Mission High School Parliamentary Procedure Team. They achieved many great accomplishments together through dedication, excellent teamwork, and they won a prestigious award. So present today are the President of the Parliamentary Procedure Team, Vanessa Calderon. If they would all like to stand up, please. Secretary Joanna Jimenez. Member Jose Calderon, Member Rolando Hinojosa, Member Alisa Flores, Member Itzel Lopez, Member Sebastian Martinez, Member Christopher Venecia. Mission FFA advisors are Mr. Benito Garza and Mr. Rolando Gonzalez. Also present is Vanessa Cruz, Sergio Peña, and Mission High School Principal, Ediberto Flores. May I
Good
please
morning
read,
to all of you.
may I please read the
Yes,
resolution?
please.
Resolution in honor of the Mission High School FFA Parliamentary Procedure Team for winning the Silver Medal Emblem Award at the 86th Annual National FFA Convention. Whereas, the Texas Future Farmers of America Association has over 100,000 FFA members and over 1,000 FFA chapters in the state. The Mission High School FFA was selected as the #1 parliamentary procedure team in the state of Texas and represented Hidalgo County at the 86th Annual National FFA Convention in Louisville, Kentucky. And whereas the Mission High School FFA Parliamentary Procedure Team had an excellent performance at the convention, placing third in the preliminary round of the competition and earned the Silver Medal Emblem Award for their overall presentation in the entire competition. And at the same competition, individual team members earned numerous awards for their outstanding performance and scores on the parliamentary procedure examination. And whereas before reaching such a prestigious rank in the nation, the team of 8 Mission High School students went undefeated in the parliamentary procedure at the district, regional, state semifinals, and state finals, achieving many firsts for the team, including first state champions in the parliamentary procedure from the Rio Grande Valley, first FFA team invited to perform in the state chambers at the state capitol in Austin, the Texas State Board of Education in Austin, and at the Texas FFA Leadership Center in Austin. And whereas the Mission FFA Parliamentary Procedure Team members are President Vanessa Calderon, Secretary Joanna Jimenez, members Jose Calderon, Rolando Hinojosa, Alisa Flores, Itzel Lopez, Sebastian Martinez, and Christopher Venecia. Advisors again are Mr. Benito Garza and Mr. Rolando Garza. At the National Convention, 5 of the team members, Vanessa, Jose, Joanna, Alisa, and Rolando, earned an accredited parliamentarian certification by the Society of Agriculture Education Parliamentarians, by which very few participants received this honor. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes and honors the Mission High School FFA Parliamentary Procedure Team for achieving such prestigious awards and for being a champion team in the community of Hidalgo County, State of Texas, and the United States. Approved this 18th day of February, 2014.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. My name is Benito Garza. I'm one of the agriculture science teachers for Mission High School, along with Rolando Gonzalez, my teaching partner. I want to thank you for including us in your agenda this morning. Our students are very well deserving of this honor, and these accomplishments are historical. They have never happened before in the Rio Grande Valley, and we really appreciate you taking the time here today. As many of you know, parliamentary procedure is challenging, and these students here, they took the time to study, learn, and master a very difficult subject. In the process, they gained a state championship, national recognition, along with an accredited parliamentarian certification. This group is a great example of the quality of students we have at Mission High School and in the entire county. Once again, I want to thank you. They did a great job representing us at the state capitol, the State Board of Education, along same as the national contest, and every step of the way. Thank you for helping us celebrate National FFA Week with this honor, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
We want to congratulate each and every one of you for making us proud and your accomplishments. I know it took a lot of dedication and hard work, and if you keep it up, and it'll pay off in the long run. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. ¿Cómo te pone la máquina? Item 5B.
Good morning again.
Go ahead.
Item 5B is approval of appointment of interns from Business Education and Technology Academy in Edinburgh, Ms. Valeria Fernandez Sanchez and Samantha A. Mendoza. They are from the South Texas Business Education and Technology Academy Beta, and right now they're really striving to learn real-life experiences here with Hidalgo County government. And I do have all their information. It was also attached on the agenda.
Approval?
Yes.
Move for approval?
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Also, authorization for the county judge to sign affiliation agreement for internship preceptorship program. That's just to go ahead and sign off on that.
Move for approval?
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I do want to add that Valeria Sanchez is going to be doing her internship with the 92nd District Court, Judge Jaime Longoria. Also, Samantha Mendoza will be in our office with Public Affairs, helping us out as well. So they would like to say a few words.
My name is Samantha Mendoza. I am a part of the internship program at South Texas ISD Beta, and I look forward to working with you all.
And my name is Valeria Sanchez. I will be working with the District 92 judge, and I'm very excited to learn and experience what I want to pursue in future.
Thank you.
Jaime Tejerina.
And I just want to make a quick correction. It's Judge Jaime Trevino, not Longoria.
Tejerina.
Thank you. Tejerina. Sorry.
Oh, we gotta take a picture.
Ashley, you want to join us?
My kids.
Figueroa, anything under 6A?
Judge, Commissioners, there's no action under item 6A, 1 and 2 unless there's action to be taken further down the agenda. Item 6B, I'm going to ask Mr. Palacios from Prodigy to come up to the podium. We do have a presentation on the renovations of the former administration building, first and second floors. Judge, Commissioners, my office yesterday met with Prodigy and Wilson Construction at the old administration building. We met yesterday morning and went over some pending issues, as well as some issues that have arisen in the renovation of that building. Mr. Palacios will inform the court as to those issues, but I did mention them briefly last week. Did have an issue on the northwest corner with a floating slab. There was an issue when we were doing a saw cut, or there was saw cutting at the building. There was a power line that was not on the as-built drawings. But I'll turn it over to Mr. Palacios so that he can continue with, or start his presentation. Mr. Palacios.
Good morning, Mr. Villarreal, Judge, members of the Commission. As soon as we get going, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Alex Palacios with Prodigy Construction Management. With me, I have Jesse Rodriguez, a project manager with Prodigy.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Well, while we get booted up on the, there you go. Just wait real quick. As Mr. Guerra was briefly mentioning in regards to the items in hand, well, we'll proceed because I gave you a handout. Mr. Crane, do you have a? Basically, on page number 2 is that we have a summary of just a summary of the proposed changes that were resolved and taken care of with the estimate of $71,000. The Commissioner's Court, as you can see, that was already been completed, and the general contractor is in the process of pricing that. On the second page, which is the unforeseen issues, as Mr. Guerra was mentioning, on February 3rd, the general contractor, during his responsibilities of saw cutting, we hit a high voltage line that caused a small breakdown, which took us into the weekend. But the general contractor took immediate action, and we were able to sustain the building for Monday morning work operations. Nothing was left unattended. There was nothing, no one was left in harm's way with regards to the fire suppression system, which caused a little bit of a dampness there, but everything was on schedule. On the February the 6th, we also encountered what we call a floating slab. As we took the saw cuts, item bullet number 2, what we call a floating slab is that we encountered while we were saw cutting that there was some large voids underneath the existing concrete. Those are being addressed and with the architect in hand, and we are discussing to see what the final resolutions would be. We have some issues that have arisen, R517, on some Spanish tiles that were located underneath the substrate. We're dealing with those. We had a request on the code update that we are entertaining a dry pipe system in the IT room in lieu of the wet pipe system. And basically, that is forthcoming because the IT for that particular building and the levels 3, 4, and 5, they're very sensitive. And in case of an emergency, if something were to happen, we would immediately destroy all the equipment in moments' notice if that alarm were to go off by accident. So we're entertaining the dry pipe system versus a wet pipe system. Other issues, as Mr. Guerra mentioned, we're addressing some structural, the structural engineers is addressing some foundation issues that are going to be used to support the second floor of the judges area and the energy management, emergency management. We have encountered some issues on the main sanitary sewer pipe that were hidden behind walls that we're addressing those. And in summary, without making it too lengthy, we conducted a walkthrough yesterday on President's Day. Several of your staff members were there, and we went for first floor and second floor, and just some forthcoming issues. We will be addressing some structural steel that has rotted out on the second floor above the ceiling. There's some general plumbing items that are in between first and second floor that are also of concern. We will be looking at the main lobby area, the lighting, which is non-functional, and some major corroded areas that we found in between the first and second floor. Mr. Guerra, I think you asked, I'm sorry, I'm moving on. As I briefly mentioned, the electrical saw cut that was encountered, as you can see, this is a close-up view of where the high voltage 480 volts three-phase wire was cut. That is the location where the saw just took out. We are very blessed and very lucky that the subcontractor who was operating the equipment did not suffer any damages or killed for that matter. This is a sample of the saw cuts that are taking place. Underneath that slab saw cut right there's nothing underground. It is a hollow member of a cavity that we need to address. We cannot come back and pour on a hollow underneath the substrate. There's another view that we found an existing water line that was from the original construction, which we are also addressing. As you can see in this area right here, it was never capped from the get-go. It was just open, and that caused some water leakage over the years. But anyhow, we're addressing that issue. Here's a sample of the substrate that we're addressing, that Spanish style that you see on your right-hand side of your screen. And we're addressing that it may cause unleveling of the floors, which is not acceptable. These are samples of the overall saw cuts. As you can see on the right-hand side as well, that is the main standpipe, the main artery for the sanitary sewer line for the first, second, third, fourth floor and above. Mr. Jessup.
Judge, Commissioners, Prodigy has been able to ascertain from the administration, and we appreciate the administration's assistance in trying to put together the access control system for the administration building. And if you will, here you can see what has been accomplished. We have the code language that was conveyed to the hardware provider for the access control, making sure that we, of course, take into consideration the needs of each of the departments that are going to be forthcoming through this upgrade. And this is the second level, as you will see. And one of the things that I think that is important to note is that after doing the communication with the administration, is that this is already in the contractor's hand and off to the vendors for the access control and the lock sets that are going to be required for this part of the construction process. We also, one of the things that we do is we ask the contractor to provide us a schedule of the remodeling renovations at the administration building. And this is a copy for your review as well. And if you can see here, we're looking at, if you look at the very bottom of the page on the left-hand side, you'll notice that we're looking at a November date, November 20th for completion. And that's including the punch-out list on that particular subject. As we conducted a meeting, which Prodigy will be conducting meetings every Monday morning at 9 o'clock at the site. It's a progress meeting to see and get a feel for where we're at and what needs to be done in order to continue with the remodeling on a timely basis and finish as soon as possible with that so that the owner can have full use of it. One of the questions that was asked by the administration as we toured the site is whether there was going to be replacing or replacements of the handrails going on the stair rails. We, of course, found that, yes, those are going to be replaced with new handrails, and we're going to be reporting that as well. That is, of course, handled through drawing sheet A-82. Another thing that we're able to accomplish through our meeting yesterday is the fact that there are several RFIs that are yet pending. We have 4 RFIs that have been approved. We have a number of 17 total RFIs, but there are 13 pending. One of the things that we are doing is getting with every one that is involved with the RFIs to ascertain a response as soon as possible so that we can continue moving forward.
In your package, members of the court, I gave you what we call a snapshot. And just as a quick summary, the contract was $3,375,220. The balance to finish, balance paid to date is $235,972. Balance to finish is a little over $3 million. The betterment total allowance for the project is $101,000, and we haven't touched it yet. The contractor, we're working through some of the RFIs that we talked about, but we're trying to keep it at a minimum. The November date that was briefly on the schedule up there, we're still scheduled for November 2014. The contractor, I know, has made some allusion that it might move, but as of right now, he seems to be making up the time as long as we keep everything on schedule and we answer the RFIs in a timely manner. No extension days have been recorded or requested by the general contractor, and we're still looking at October 2014 for the substantial completion date. The contract amount was 320 calendar days. Notice to proceed was October 2013. As I mentioned, what's important here is that the contingency allowance is still intact, and we are several months into construction, and we're still at $101,000 of contingency monies. Are there any questions?
No, sir.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, I want to add that as this project is going along, we're out there daily, every morning and every afternoon, just to do a general walkthrough to see how things are coming along. And we almost daily communicate with Prodigy and Wilson as well, if there's any issues of concern on their part. But I want to stress to the court as well as everyone in the audience that as this process is ongoing, we can't guarantee that we won't have any more unforeseen issues like the issues that were just discussed today. So again, we're working off of as-built drawings, and this building does have a history from its, with respect to its construction back in the 80s and I guess the late 80s. But again, the point of my comments are that just want to make sure that everybody understands as we go along through this process, we may have some other unforeseen issues that arise, but rest assured that they'll be dealt with, and they'll be dealt with accordingly. Thank you.
Any questions?
All right. Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Guerra, item C.
Item C, Judge Commissioners, if I may. There are, under item 2, I'm going to have an update on the portable buildings, the modulars, with respect to the issues that came up with the decking and the downspouts that we have addressed. I'll have a presentation next week, and there's no action under item 3, emergency situations occurring from last agenda. Item C, Judge Commissioners, I'm asking the court to approve a settlement agreement in the amount, or from State Farm Insurance Company in the amount of $6,766.11. This will settle a total loss auto accident with one of our county vehicles.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, item 2, I'm asking authorization your Commissioners Court Executive Officer to sign the power of attorney forms for title purposes to settle the total loss auto claim with State Farm Insurance Company.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item D, acceptance of settlement check in the amount of, or I'm asking the court to accept the settlement check in the amount of $4,106.28. This is in connection with a subrogation claim against Mr. Noe Vela Castillo.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item E is a request for an intern volunteer from the University of Texas Pan American. So we're requesting approval to authorize and appoint Mr. Luciano Garza as a volunteer intern with the purchasing department.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, Mr. Garza will be filling out all the appropriate documents at the Human Resource Department, Ms. Cortez's office, as an intern. Thank you.
Item 7, our constables.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, Chief, Deputy
Morning.
Chief Rene Gonzalez with Constable 3's Precinct 3 Constable's Office. Today I have 2 items, requesting approval to authorize and submit the Chapter 59 Asset Forfeiture Report for year 2013 as required by the Texas Attorney General's.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, request also authorization for the county judge to execute FY 2013 Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification Report, Hidalgo County Constable's Office, Precinct 3.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item C, Constable Precinct 4.
Good morning, Joel Rivera, Chief Deputy for Constable Precinct 4, on behalf of Constable Eddie Guerra. Agenda item 7C, requesting approval to process the following invoices as claims with authority for the county treasurers to issue payment after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 8,
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Under the item 8A, Sheriff's Department, approval to create 1 new full-time position as follows. Under Department Code 280-015, Slot 14, Clerk 3 at 26,014, and the approval of the revised salary schedule.
Move for approval.
Second.
those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Under 8B, District Clerk, approval of the following personnel actions to delete Slot 7, which is vacant, Accountant 3 at 47,703, and to create Slot 78, Deputy District Clerk Supervisor at $39,108, and the approval of the revised salary schedule.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And under 8C, Budget and Management, approval of the following personnel actions to delete a vacant under Department Code 115-001, Slot 12, Commissioners Court Agenda Coordinator at $40,898, and to create under Department Code 115-001, Slot 32, an Administrative Assistant 1 at $24,929, and the approval of the revised salary schedule.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Sheriff's Office.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning, sir.
Gabriel Castañeda for Sheriff Guadalupe Trevino. Under 9A, requesting approval to process invoice number 0174 for Coronado's Wrecking Storage in the amount of $300 as a claim with authority for County Treasurer to issue check after auditing procedures are completed by County Auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Our Tax Office.
Morning. Morning, Judge, Commissioners. I'm here before you We have to present the interlocal agreement between the County of Hidalgo and the City of Progreso for the scofflaw vehicle registration denial services. It's the same contract that was put in place for the City of FAR, so we're going to provide the same services.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. The next one is the presentation for consideration and discussion of approval of the State of Texas Registration and Title Systems, RTS information, that we're trying to lease 5 more RTS workstations. We did open another area here at the administration for 5 cashiers, so we're going to go ahead and provide the services for the express lanes, and hopefully we can get dealer work and get our people out, instead of standing there for a long time. So.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And the last one is just the approval of we have a new car dealer agreement between Hidalgo County and Penske Automotive Group. Before it used to be Frank Smith Toyota, and they bought them out by Penske Automotive Group. So all we're trying to do is, if you can approve the new owner.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Good interview this morning.
Oh yes, thank you. I'm gonna keep at it.
Thank you, Paul. Item 11.
Good
Go
morning,
to
Judge
Arias.
Commissioners. Item 11A, sir, requesting approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement between the City of McAllen and Hidalgo County. The purpose of the agreement is to provide the South Texas Hurricane Conference for personnel who respond and provide services in case of emergencies involving hurricane and other potential public calamities. This is a grant we got, sir, to provide the conference again this year. Last year we had over 680 people attend that conference, and we're actually saving the taxpayers money by having it locally and saving costs on having some of our staff go train in other parts of the state and the country. So with your approval, sir, I'd like to present this to the court.
Approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, sir, is approval of the summary of business ethics program compliance policy manual between Mission Hospital Incorporated and Hidalgo County. As you know, we have various county employees throughout the hospitals in Hidalgo County to assist with indigent care services. This is one of the agreements we have with Mission Hospital that our employee went through the proper training.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C, sir, is approval to pay a claim for Mid-Valley Cemetery Incorporated, invoice number 18, in the amount of $1,600 for the data service of 1/15/2014. There were some complications with the purchasing contract, but that was settled, but this came in as a claim once that it was taken care of, sir. This is part of our dealing with our pauper burials.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, item D and E, there is no discussion or topics unless you have any questions.
Eddie, let me
Yes,
give you
sir.
this. I get the hugging. Item 12, our fire marshal. All right, fire marshal isn't here.
Judge, it's just a standard item requesting for travel for the 2014 International Training Conference fire arson investigation. I don't know if it's one that they've been to. Monica?
I think the only issue is where it's located.
Yeah, I just saw that. That's why I
They
stopped
have
there.
them once a year, and this is the only one. It's either in Las Vegas or in Florida, and it's for his continuing accreditation or for his certification as fire marshal. So it's either this one or in Florida. There's only
When
one.
is the conference? April?
Okay, why don't we wait?
Yeah, why don't we wait till he can come in and explain to us why we need to let him go? It is,
We might have to take him ourselves.
You may need a chaperone.
It's up to the court, but yes, it is for his certification.
yes.
Okay, thank
Want
you.
to bring it back?
I would like for him to come in and tell us exactly why it's relevant.
Good.
Yes,
Good morning,
ma'am.
Judge, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
Urban County, Diana Serna.
First item on the agenda is requesting the amendment to the City of Alton Work Plan for fiscal years 22, 23, 24, 25. This will allow the City of Alton to purchase fire protection equipment.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 13B1 is requesting the acceptance and approval of a work authorization number 1, Agreement C-13-2420827, with an estimated cost of $3,548 for geotechnical engineering services on Ola Blanca Road with Millennium Engineers Group.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 13B2 is requesting the acceptance and approval of a work authorization number 2 through the same agreement with an estimated cost of $7,185.50 submitted by Millennium Engineers Groups for the construction material testing for Victoria Road.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Our final item is a request on behalf of the City of Weslaco, requesting the approval of Amendment Number 1 to the existing contract agreement for professional engineering services with Lefevre Environmental and Management Consulting, LLC. The amendment will modify the plans and specifications to meet the request of the Hidalgo Cameron County Water District Number 9, which will allow for the realigning of the proposed recycle line to run parallel to an existing recycle line within the proposed 10-foot easement.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 14, Precinct 2.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Raul Silguero, Precinct 2. Item 14A reads, requesting acceptance and approval of work authorization number 9, an estimated cost of $11,378 as submitted by Millennium Engineering for construction materials testing for the Hidalgo Precinct number 2 equipment facility. Judge, just for your information, the current field operations offices and equipment are in downtown FAR. This will move when it's completed, that facility will be South I Road by Pecina.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Dale, Jesse.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning,
Jesse Osuna on behalf of Commissioner Joseph Palacios of Precinct 4. Item 15A is right-of-way approval of land acquisition from Arturo and Phyllis Rodriguez for the arbitrary parcel 2 in the amount of $13,591 with no cents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. And item 15B is requesting approval to process the following invoice as a claim with authority from County Treasurer to issue payment after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the County Auditor for Anrig Incorporated in the amount of $630, no cents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Very good.
Morning, Judge, Commissioner. Sergio Cruz,
Morning.
Department of Budget and Management. Item 16A, I'm requesting approval to submit the Texas Vine reimbursement maintenance invoice in the amount of $6,928.83 with authority for the judge to sign the required documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item
Aye,
16B.
motion carries.
16B is approval of 2014 appropriation of funds for Precinct 1 Road Maintenance Program 005 in the amount of $35,935.43.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Good morning, Martha Salazar for Purchasing Department. Going on to 17A1, this is requesting authority to publish a request for qualifications with proposal for a consultant for the procurement of the purchase of electric energy provider for Hidalgo County when current agreement through GLO's awarded provider Reliant Energy expires in 2015, with approval of procurement packet drafted by purchasing and has been reviewed or is being reviewed by Mr. Longoria and Mr. Valdeguerra. I haven't received any objections so far.
You have a what?
I said we've only received a minor suggestions so far and have made those adjustments.
We can go ahead and tie down a contract beginning on the 15th after this one expires, right?
2015, yes. But if you get a consultant earlier than that, and he can negotiate that to authorize him to give us our best package prior to 15, he can do that for us, effective November of 15. It's sometime in 2015. Yes, that's what you want.
All right.
Move for approval.
Need a second? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Next one is appointment or designation by Commissioners Court to select or assign the evaluation committee to evaluate and score the request for proposals received, of which there have been 2, for the placement, housing, and detention and supervision of Hidalgo County inmates. We've already received those. We do have, as part of the instructions, that either Commissioners Court will themselves or designate some graders.
Who has it been in the past?
Pardon me?
Who has it been in the past?
The evaluation,
The designee?
we've had, it's been over 10 years. And I know that the Sheriff's Department, obviously, would be crucial. And then I would suggest someone either like Mr. Guerra and also Mr. Cruz, who know the fiscal part of it and how it impacts the county.
I'd like to see that.
Does that sound like a plan? Those 3?
Do you need more than 3, or is 3 good?
No, and I quite frankly, Sheriff may have more than one, because they may have someone from detention side and one from the law enforcement side. So, of course, purchasing will supervise, but is that what's being recommended then? Executive officer, budget officer, and members of the Sheriff's Department?
Members of what?
Sheriff's Department?
All right.
May I have?
Do you need action for that, or do you need names?
Yes.
I need action.
Yeah, we need action.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, the next item is something that has been on the table since about June of 2012. Back then, we came to court listing and requesting that we exempt the Monitor as a sole source for the publication of all statutory code and other administrative code notices, including procurement. As I've done some research, and this has surfaced again, the auditor's office has brought to our attention that we do expend more than $50,000 in advertising per year on both statutory and non-statutory.
How much?
I said we spend more than $50,000. Right now, there's a lot of encumbered amounts, so we haven't spent it, but right now you have about $155,000 encumbered for advertising of notices or ads. Of that, $142,000 are all statutory. They have to be published in a paper of general circulation, and therein lies the issue that I'm bringing to you. Pursuant to AG Opinion JC-0223, discussion and action for Hidalgo County Commissioners Court to define the term newspaper of general circulation as contained in the Texas Government Code 2051-044. More specifically, it's going to be this body's obligation to make that decision. JC-0223 opined that they were not going to make that determination. It is determined by Commissioners Court. Now, you have various and sundries, as I've explained, notices, ads, and when you have, let's say, public hearings, it is the public hearing law itself or the law that's being discussed may not require the publication, but it's up to Commissioners Court. So Commissioners Court has to also publish public hearings that are going to be discussed at your meetings or when they're going to be held. Procurement must be in a paper of circulation. As part of your backup, I have a survey of how many departments we contacted and how many of them, and if you'll notice, 95% of them all are statutorily based. In the sheriff, the tax office, the budget office. So I'm asking to make it a little easier for the court Do you want it to mean a newspaper that reaches all areas of Hidalgo County? Yes or no? That's question one. And I would need action on each one of them.
Now, I'm reading an Attorney General's opinion that said defines a newspaper of general circulation as one that has more than a de minimis number of subscribers, whatever that may mean.
Okay. I'll give you a comment. Our most ardent objector has been Mr. Windorf from
And
the
I
Advanced
see Mr.
News.
Windorf here in the audience.
If you
I'm
want
not-
to, and I've also given you some statistics that are also as part of the backup, and anyone could review them. He publishes about 8,000 copies once a week on Wednesdays. The Monitor publishes, and I'd have to go into my quite a few more, and only has a very small percentage returned. I'm talking about the ones that are sold publicly. Now, Mr. Windorf's major concentration from the information he has given us is from the far McAllen area east. There's a big concentration, but we find it lacking in the west part of the county. Now, he says he has a webpage. We have yet to be able to access that webpage. Now, remember, you have a lot of vendors that need to be reached. We had a case in point last week. You had funeral directors saying, and that's because we put it in the Monitor and they didn't see it. The Advanced News only publishes once a week on Wednesdays. For my statutory bid solicitations, I must ensure, as your purchasing agent, that as many opportunities to compete for the county's business are made public. And I don't believe the Advanced News has that capability for me. You, as commissioners, also need to publish notices of public hearings where you're going to have the public come and give you their input onto matters that are going to affect the county. The sheriff is obligated. The district clerk's obligated, the county clerk. Now, the county clerk does have certain statutes they don't need to publish in this type of general circulation. They have the one on the liquor licenses, and they use the Advanced News, and that's a great option for them.
Marty, in reading the statute as to the type of newspaper that is authorized by the state law to have this publications, it really is just the Advance clearly meets this, and so does the Mission paper.
I am not comfortable that vendors for my bid solicitations would be able to see, when are we going to get to more vendors?
I'm not I'm trying to determine how can we get around this statute. If the statute says,
if you look at the summary, it is the Commissioner's Court to make the determination. What is considered a newspaper of general circulation? The AG is not going to make it for us. And we do need a determination. We are spending $150,000. Like I said, we're in February. A lot of those figures are encumbered. They're not expended yet. However, I believe I need to provide due diligence in my responsibility to Hidalgo County in making competitive bids accessible to all. We have always published our bids in order to get that biggest review and that biggest notice on Saturdays or Sundays.
Commissioners, any questions, any comments? If not, are we ready to act on it?
I would need action on A, B, C, and D first before we proceed to B.
Need action on what? Which one?
Pardon me?
A.
I need the A, B, C, and D will then give us the definition as ordered and approved by Commissioner's
Well,
Court.
that's your recommendation?
Yes, sir.
For approval?
My recommendation is yes to A, B, C, and D.
Second.
Do you need us to fill in those
I
blanks?
just said my recommendation is yes to A, B, C, and D.
All the way down?
All the way down.
All the way down.
Yeah, there's been a motion and a second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion carries.
On item B, if item A approved, as a definition of newspaper general circulation, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code, Section 262-024A7, an item that can be obtained from only one source, as various numerous state, local statutes, administrative election, family tax codes, etc., that dictate publication in a newspaper. I need action.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, motion carries.
Requesting a sole source declaration for the Monitor for the publication of statutory ads or notices qualifying under Hidalgo County's Commissioners Court definition of a newspaper of general circulation.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D is authority to purchase ads and/or notices based from the Monitor through the requisition and purchase order established protocol for as long as the Monitor continues as a sole source provider.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Now, item E is authority to solicit seal quotes on a 12-month basis as it appears that $50,000 threshold will not be exceeded for NHGP Commodity Code 91571 advertising for the publication of all non-statutory newspaper ads or notices for Hidalgo County in a newspaper that qualifies under 2051-044, which the Advance News would have that opportunity.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
As another point of information, we are going to be meeting with the Monitor to try and negotiate some better rates than the ones we pay now.
Judge,
Yes.
on agenda, I was away from here and you approved Agenda 10C for the tax office. We had a list of concerns, comments regarding that contract. Spoke with the tax office, and they clarified some of those things. For example,
What item are you talking about, sir?
10C for the tax office.
Oh,
You approved it, but there were some concerns regarding that agreement. Spoke to the tax office, and they clarified some of those. The first one had to do with the fact that we already have a contract with Frank Smith Toyota and Frank Smith Hyundai, but they were telling me that another company had purchased the Frank Smith, so that is fine. That's the reason why they're having to have a new agreement. Second concern had to do with the fact that the agenda caption read that they were going to be the agents for the
is
tax
Paul
office.
excuse me.
Paul's
Paul is outside. Why don't we get him to listen?
And Judge, I'm familiar with that.
Okay.
The agency is, the way the statute reads, they're an agent for the tax assessor collector.
Right, but that's not the issue. The issue is that the agenda caption reads to sell registration stickers and license plates. Yet the agreement reads to sell renewal stickers. And I think tax office saying that the gentleman or this corporation is going to sell, is not going to sell anything. They're going to issue registration stickers for their vehicles only. So that,
And they will collect money on behalf of the tax assessor collector in doing so.
So I think that the agenda caption is to be clear that it's not, they're not going to sell license plates, number one. Number two is that it's not going to be renewal stickers. It's going to be new stickers for their own vehicles only.
We're going to correct that.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Based on the approval, we're going to correct that. It's-
Right.
They only, new vehicles get their new sticker, and they don't sell any renewal stickers, so we're going to remove that.
Okay. Now, the other issue, Judge, is that the agreement reads that they're going to post a $5,000 cash deposit per cell workstation.
We have two of them?
And we're not sure how many workstations they're going to have.
We're going to have two, Mr. Fracio.
Two?
Yes,
Okay.
We'll go ahead and correct the two.
Okay.
We're going to have the Toyota and the Hyundai, so they'll be posting $5,000 for each.
Very good, all right.
Okay.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to clear, Judge.
All right.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Paul.
Marty, let's finish.
Going to item 4, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code, a professional service for 262-024A4.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Acceptance and approval of a letter of engagement with the Espinosa Law Firm for the provision of legal services for the Hidalgo County Civil Service Commission with a term of 2 years with the county's option to renew and extend for additional 2 one-year terms under the same rates, terms, and conditions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Precinct 2, consideration and approval of an interlocal cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County and Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 for the purchase of an authorized transfer and inclusion of an asset, an excavator 2004 Volvo EC330 short boom excavator, to Hidalgo County Precinct 2 inventory in the amount of $47,996.80. There was a concern, but I believe that has now been attached, the interlocal. It was not ready at the time that we did the agenda,
Who's been attached?
according to Mr. Silero from Precinct 2.
Okay. It's been reviewed by legal counsel
It was
also?
being, yes, sir. It was being drafted at legal counsel, I believe.
Thank you.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
For Precinct 4, acceptance and approval of Amendment 1 to Work Authorization 1 to clarify and correct Exhibit B, Scopes of Services. Task 2, Number 2, will not have a sub-consultant for this project and correction of work schedule with correct timeline in connection with Agreement Number 132. Job-specific project is Sunflower Road, and this is with Lefevre Engineering and Management.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B is acceptance and approval of Amendment 1 to Work Authorization 1 to clarify and correct Exhibit D, cost proposal, and to engage Rio Delta Surveying for sub-consulting services under Article 14 in connection with Agreement 132 with Perez Consulting Engineer for the purpose of job-specific project, Curry Estates drainage improvements.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Under open forum, first presenter is Opal Billman.
Good morning. My name is Opal Billman. Throughout the years of our marriage, Joe and I invested in land. In a petition for divorce, the court awarded no division of our land between Joe and me. Community property is owned by the spouses. The court cannot appoint a manager for community property and keep it. The court is to divide the community property between the owners and return the divided land to them. The court could have divided our community property between Joe and me, but the court cannot take it away from us and give it to other people. Valid deeds to our land are still held jointly by Joe and me. No one has purchased any of our land. When Joe died, there is a law. The law is the case must be dismissed. The lawsuit is ended. It does not remain an open case for continued litigation. 5 years after Joe's death, I was arrested and tried for criminal trespass. 2 years later, I was arrested and tried for criminal trespass again. Just prior to my arrest, hearings were held in which I was led to believe that finally the case was being closed. Both times I thought, good, it's over. It is my belief these hearings that changed nothing were entrapment for the purpose of holding 3 trials so I could be classified and dealt with as a repeat offender. My defense in these trials was that I cannot trespass on land that I own. I was found not guilty in both trials by 2 different jury panels. No witnesses appeared at either trial to accuse that I was trespassing on land owned by them, a violation of the 6th Amendment. The trials also violated the 5th Amendment's double jeopardy rule. There is no longer a dispute between Joe and me for the court to settle. The dispute is between the court and the owners. The issue is whether the court can just take for free all of our community property in a divorce action and keep it, everything we own. Are we being governed by existing law or personal entitlements? The law is this case is closed. To prevent a 3rd trial, I want documentation that states the case is over and all actions by the courts taking our community property away from Joe and me are expunged. When that takes place, our family and our property is free from court control. Texas law passes an undivided 1/2 of our land to Joe's 3 heirs and an undivided one-half is my community property. Joe's heirs own the estate of Joe Billman. Therefore, presently, our undivided land has 4 owners. Thank you very much.
Next presenter is Virginia Townsend.
Good morning, I think.
Ma'am.
Okay, first a disclaimer. I promised Tito that I would say, when I told him I was going to complain today, he said, you better tell everybody that I have never been for putting open forum at the end. So Tito's never been for it. But I want to say shame, shame, shame on you all for keeping that open forum at the end. That is an absolute insult to the public. It's just not right. Why in the world would you do it? There's no reason to do it whatsoever. You need to change it back. Because it is, if you stop and think about it, it's the only thing that the public takes part in. Why in the world would you put it at the end? That is, it's really an insult. Don't do it anymore, guys. I'm telling you. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm getting enough of it. So I guess, as you know, as things fester and get worse, we will probably get worse about it. But please don't do it anymore. Thank you.
Ahorita te hablo. Ya vamos a acabar aquí. I'll call you in about. Our next presenter is Fern McClarity.
Yes, I wanted to be sure I didn't lose any time. Good morning, Commissioners and Judge. It is important that you take my comments seriously because I am speaking for many of the people in Hidalgo County. We, the people, are disappointed at the many proposed tax increases that are being considered by this Commissioner's Court. I believe that every one of you understands the condition of poverty that exists in Hidalgo County. Our population has the distinguished of being recognized as the poorest of the 254 counties in Texas. In spite of this fact, this Commissioner's Court supports the change to the state constitution that will allow the tax rate for a hospital district to be increased to a rate of 75 cents per $100 in property values. This change will make it possible for property taxes to take $209 million out of our economy each year. This growth of small and new businesses will seriously be affected. You may recall the small businesses are the major employers in our community. Despite these facts, this Commissioner's Court is considering the construction of a new courthouse that will cost an estimated $200 million. This does not include the addition of more employees and equipment. Unfortunately, it also does not address the related traffic problems that is created when individuals are brought from the jail to the courthouse. What this process will do is create a growing number of public jobs. These individuals will then lobby political leaders for the higher pay and more benefits. The result will be even higher taxes for the poorest in our state. New projects will be based on what we can afford, not what we want. A major question is how will higher property taxes impact our population? For the last 6 years, the county tax delinquency rate has been slightly over 30%. This means that 30% of the taxpayers do not pay on time. It costs about $2.1 million a year to collect this balance. We have a lengthy discussion on why people don't pay on time, but the point is, what do you think is going to happen to property taxes are increased? Home ownership is important to our residents. The home ownership rate in Hidalgo County is 70%. This is higher than the state rate. So what do you think will happen to low-income property owners when property rates increase? These are forever taxes. They will never go down. They will never go away. The answer to my question is obvious. Low and moderate income families will not be able to own a home, and because the county chooses not to control its spending. So what should people do? We need to vote. Ask those running for office if the projects they support will increase taxes. And if they do, I say vote for the other person. Also, I would like to ask today on the agenda, you have 16A, you're talking about a consultant for the electric energy provider. Do we not have someone that's in the department or in the county that can do this instead of, that we're already paying a salary that could be doing this instead of hiring someone? How about checking into the consultants? We sure do hire them constantly.
Judge, Commissioners, I feel compelled, but for the record, I don't know where that $200 million figure came from. Okay, Steve.
All right, well, there is no such figure out there, but that concludes the open forum. This time pursuant to 551-071 and 072, I would need a motion to proceed to executive session.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. In open session, item 20, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. Judge, Commissioners, I apologize. I'm trying to get my notes straight here. Under open session 20A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same, no action. 20B, pending and/or potential litigation, no action. Judge, Commissioners, Elizabeth Judge, I'm going to ask for the court's indulgence and give me 1 minute, please. Monica, you come here, please. Item C, under open session, CL 140676, Elizabeth Martinez versus Hidalgo County, Judge Mario Ramirez, et al. Judge, Commissioners, I want to refer back to item 6A1 and 2. I'm requesting exemption from the competitive requirements under Texas Local Government Code, Section 26202-4A4, professional service for the provision of legal services and representation in connection with litigation.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 6A2, I'm requesting engagement with the firm of Atlas Hall and Rodriguez for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation, authority to submit letter of engagement specific to item 20C CL-14-0676, Elizabeth Martinez versus Hidalgo County, Judge Mario Ramirez et al.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D, under open session, claim of Deanna Clark. Judge Commissioner, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $25.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item E, claim of Rene Rios. Judge Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $50.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item F, claim of Clarissa Ruiz. Judge Commissioners, again, I'd like to refer back to items 6A1 and 2. 6A1, request an exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code, Section 262024A4, professional service for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 6A2, requesting engagement with the firm of Gil Perales for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation, authority to submit a letter of engagement, specifically claim of Clarissa Ruiz.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That's all we have, or that I have today, Commissioners. Judge.
Need a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.